Me, 28M, and my girlfriend, 27F, were on a 7-hour flight and an old, about 80 or so, lady sat in the L seat in our row. The lady was traveling alone, likely from Sri Lanka, and didn't speak a word of English. It was clear that she was a bit confused, as it seemed to be one of her first flights. My girlfriend sat next to her and I sat in the window seat. From the first moment to the end of the flight, my GF constantly complained about a smell coming from the lady. My GF would even make faces and sounds here and there. Yes, there was a smell that came in waves, but it was likely because of the bathroom behind us. Then my girlfriend complained about the lady's bag touching her only so slightly and constantly said she should know to not have her bag there. Why doesn't she know to put it under the seat? Everyone should. I offered several times to switch seats with my GF and she said no, it's fine. Then, the lady got my GF's attention to try to communicate with her, and my GF was so dismissive, basically saying loudly, "I don't understand you," and looking at the lady for only a second before going back on her phone. It was extremely rude. I tried to signal to the lady that we couldn't understand her language and she should speak English/French to us or to the flight staff. Theme: the lady wanted help opening up her seat's tray, so she tapped my GF's shoulder. My GF leaned away slightly and looked at me, saying she touched me. Why is she touching me? I looked at the lady and helped her with her tray. Later on, the lady tapped my GF's shoulder again so she can get help opening up her water bottle. My GF basically threw a tantrum and cried, saying she touched me again. I can't do this. This is a horror flight. I am not a nurse. Granted, my GF was trying to sleep at the time and had her eyes closed, but I thought it's such a childlike reaction from a grown person. I get that the lady is annoying. But she is elderly, traveling alone, and has a different background than us, so I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I was visibly annoyed during the flight and spent most of it watching the lady to make sure I step in and help her before she asks my GF for help, who didn't help the lady once. I was quiet for a few days after that and the topic came up. I told my GF that I wasn't mad at all, but it was the saddest and most I've been turned off by her. For context, I grew up in a small, poor African town, and that lady reminded me of my grandmothers and great aunts, so I took the entire thing personally. After a back and forth, out of frustration, I also called my GF an entitled white woman, Karen, and said that if the lady was white, she would have helped her out, and thought the whole thing was cute. This obviously wasn't received well, but I know it to be true given other comments she made in other contexts. She also thinks of herself as a progressive, so although it was harsh of me to say so, she needs to see it from my perspective. She was upset and said that I am insensitive and that the lady was being objectively annoying and invading her space. She also said that no one should call their partner a Karen, as it's a sexist and racist term. Anyway, we haven't talked since, and I don't intend to apologize or yield on that comment.